when someone say, I want to do an upgrade on myself, what are some things that a person can do to upgrade?
Well, I don't know about what that is, but I do know with upgrading, people think you're upgrading to a whole different level. What upgrading is that you're taking where you're at. Upgrading is the perfect step-by-step process in life. If you're upgrading from where you already are at.
Okay.
So it's a steady, it is a knowledgeable, it is a wise thing to do. So when I think of upgrade, that's what I look at.
Wow, I like that. And so it's not just, is it changing? Is it just like...
It's upgrading, it's moving up. It's like taking, sometimes we have a nice, we talked about plateaus a long time, honoring the plateau.
Yes.
That sometimes we push, we get up the mountain, and sometimes you get to this plateau and you think there's nothing happening. But that's a blessing, that's a gift.
Yes, it
where
is.
you can regroup, you can kind of see, okay, where am I at?
Redirect.
And where do I want to go? You get a chance to look around you and go, okay, where do I want to go next?
Yes, reassess, look at yourself, and plateaus are always good.
Yes.
Sometimes people look at them as negative and like nothing is happening.
Right.
And we're so used to wanting something, okay, this now next, when there's silence and nothing's going on.
Yes.
But it's great to embrace that, the boredom time or the time of doing nothing.
Yes. Very important.
Just a lot of people sometimes, or even myself sometimes, when you're not doing nothing, it feels like you're standing still and nothing's happening, but something is actually happening.
Yes.
And if you would just kind of just sit back, relax, regroup, and reassess and look at where you are, what you're doing, how can I do this different, how can I move to the next level in another way. Now I see upgrading coming in with that too as well, a plateau, and then going into an upgrade as far as like kind of looking at where you are, what you've done.
Yep. And how can I improve that situation better? What are ways that I can go? You're not looking at point C, you're looking at, okay, point B, what's the next point?
Yes. So I like upgrades. Upgrades are always good.
Yes.
And we should always. I remember even with we lived in in an apartment, and they upgrade. They have some of the apartments, the apartment housings or whatever, townhomes or whatever.
Yeah.
And some of the townhomes that they upgrade.
Right.
They kind of take out the certain things in there and put
old
new
appliances,
things in it.
put in new appliances.
Yes, but the apartment is still the same.
Yes.
It's still the same apartment or the
Absolutely.
same townhome, but upgrading is always good. You can upgrade. Some people have their car, they put the rims on them,
Okay.
They want to upgrade.
Upgrade those wheels.
It's the same car, but you want to take in, some people put stuff over the seats of their car and put in, stuff to smell good and all that stuff. But upgrading is always good. Upgrading is a great thing.
Yeah.
And
upgrading can be a scary thing because we're going into new dimensions. For instance, I'm a Mac user, and we have an upgrade in the operating system.
Woo!
Now,
there's some discomfort also too when it comes to upgrading.
Yeah, like I'm used to what's going on. I can work it all, but I'm afraid to put in this new upgrade. Silly, I know, but it's a new operating system. It probably isn't that much, but I'm afraid I'm going to mess something up if I go to the next level.
Or some people are just comfortable of doing it the same way.
Absolutely.
And, and so when this new system comes in or this new thing, and that's changing.
Yes.
And change is something else.
Change is uncomfortable a lot of times.
And I wish change was a whole lot easier, but some people say it's so, change. But there is a process to changing.
Absolutely.
Your whole mind here has to change first, and then everything else will change.
Oh, that's good.
We'll start changing. But it doesn't change in here, in our minds, in our mindset.
Yes.
Nothing else outside is going to change.
Oh, I love that.
And so that's a good thing too as well. So getting the mind processed and like, okay, I know that I can do that, and then
Right.
And one of the things that I do is affirmations.
Okay.
Affirmations are great. You're just you start to work on your mindset and your thinking.
Okay.
And so you take different words and you just repeat these things over. You meditate and you say where 5 years from now where you want to be. You repeat these things over daily. To kind of get this grinded into our mindsets. And I heard I was watching TV one time, and it was something was on, and it was like a little maybe two people talking. And I remember if a person wants to be successful, you have to become that in order for any of that to happen. It has to be in here.
Okay.
Success has to be already here.
Okay.
If you want love, you have to have it. It needs to already come and flow. You have to be love. You have to
Yes.
be love and all that stuff. You know, the thinking and all that is just this upgrading is just like, you know, remodeling. You know, you're remodeling yourself.
And renewing.
You're renewing your mind.
Yeah.
So upgrade is always good. I like it.
So let's upgrade and expand.
The Institute for the Development of Young Leaders is a kindergarten through 8th grade public charter school. Our purpose in starting 4 years ago with this project was to serve children who are at risk of failing or were failing in the traditional setting. And what has happened since then is that we've had a great response from other families who prefer small class sizes and more responsive one-on-one approach to education. So we've been able to serve not only children that are at risk of failing or failing in the traditional setting, but we've also been able to serve others who understand that responsive, individualized education is the only education that is worth having.
Parents can expect teachers that are engaged in learning and educating students. They can also expect just an atmosphere of love and support, just a group of teachers and administration that really value families, really value the whole child.
The vision of developing young leaders, and I think what we're doing is actually taking students who don't know their purpose, know what their vision is in life, and show them their vision and help them develop into the person they were ordained to be. I think teachers try to develop their confidence in knowing who they are and telling them that they can, and they can accomplish things that they've been told for so long they can't do.
Having a curriculum that's based on the state standards and making sure that they are paced, not just that we have to do A, B, C, D within a specific time, but enough time so that teachers can just really teach for proficiency and not for exposure. I think in addition to that is having a schedule that allows teachers to teach, and so having an effective reading, I think we'll see the growth in children. In addition to that, I think for math, really making sure that kids have an opportunity to write and talk about the math, and then incorporating the social studies and science into the English language arts area.
Being able to see the kids upbeat and how happy they are and really see the effect that we're having on their lives, that makes a big difference. Telling people they can make it to where I've been, because I've been in their situation before and I've been in their shoes, and let them know that you can honestly do anything you put your mind to. As long as you got a plan and hard work and people that support you, you'll be fine.
Your child will be safe here. Your child is loved here. Your child, the whole child, is important to us. The development of your child is important to us, making sure that they get what it is they need to succeed in the greater world. We're teaching them through real life experience. Not only are they safe, the education is rigorous and it's relevant to real life experience and what they'll need.
The vision, I believe most students can get a better education here because of this small environment. Each child is individualized. You can actually work with students and meet their needs versus being at a larger school where students just are known to teacher as another person in the classroom, but I don't really know that child. Here you can actually get to know and understand the child and what they bring to school with them each day, and that really impacts their education.
My favorite subject is math, science, and reading.
My favorite subjects are science and social studies.
My favorite subject is writing.
My favorite subject is math, writing, and English.
I like coming here because I get more of a challenge than I would at different schools, because at other schools I would have to learn stuff that I already know, but here my teachers will discuss it with me and find out where I am and see what we can work on.
So my mom put me here so I can learn better and I can concentrate so I can pass the EOG and try my best. My teacher wants us to have fun while learning, and that's what really fun for me, especially while learning.
I like the teachers here because, well, they support you more than I think public schools do. You get more one-on-one time with them than other schools are full of a lot of students. I get to ask more questions and they pay more attention to me.
Well, since, like Quincy said, it's a smaller class, so we can get more one-on-one time with the teachers, the staff, and the teachers can spend more time with us. I really appreciate how they use their time just to help us, how it takes a lot of time with us middle schoolers who can be kind of a handful.
So our school impacts our community by taking a group of children. We give them a quality education so that then they are able to come out of poverty and come out of welfare systems, come out of being a burden on the tax system so that they become contributing citizens who are prepared to lead our community. We are IDYL.
I want to talk to you about the F word. No. The other F word. Faith. Faith is defined as having complete trust or confidence in something, a belief that is not based on proof. Well, if you're like me, this may be the hardest thing to get your head around. To believe in something without physical evidence, well, nothing stretches my internal question marks more. I mean, really, to have blind faith in something, well, that just seems foolish. And it's usually dangerous, especially from a point of ignorance. And there are plenty of examples of misguided beliefs in our own global culture to choose from. It seems the religious and spiritual types are quite off their gourd, and their inability to truly understand what faith means has brought more suffering than we care to admit. The word faith has been abused and tossed around so much that it doesn't even seem to carry any weight. Faith in itself is a belief. It is an inner knowing without perceptive proof or verification. Easier said than done, I know, and I realize that I have only scratched the surface of my own testings of reliance upon this type of faith. But in faith lies the spiritual power, a disposition of boundless potentiality. What science and philosophy, and of course religion, has shown us over thousands of years is that perception from a three-dimensional perspective is only a small portion of true existence. You see, faith is the activation code. It's our first move into a spiritual technology that transcends our senses and our own consciousness of our existence. Without faith, even God's grace, salvation, or mercy for us is not complete. Faith is the skeleton key to the doors of ultimate realities into the everlasting heavens and into eternity itself. It is the elemental truth that seeps through the veil between the physical body and the spiritual realm. Let's give an honest try and let's put into practice of what it means to have faith in something not yet seen, of things hoped for. Let's ask God to strengthen our faith and make it our most powerful tool to walk, to think, and speak in utter confidence before ourselves, before God, and before the world. What is going on? My whole life is consumed with social media. My whole life.
Yes.
10 years ago, I had a life. Now I don't have a life, but it looks like I got a life, which is basically Facebook. It makes you look like you have a life when you really don't have a life. What is going on?
Well, everybody's done it on Facebook.
I disagree with you. Anybody that has a pulse is on Facebook.
Oh, no, really?
Who's not on Facebook that you know?
There are people who, my mother.
No, your mother is on Facebook. And I've liked many pictures, unless that's you hiding behind the curtain.
No, it's the family posting stuff for her.
Oh, so
Yes.
everybody has her password and they all go on?
Several of the grandchildren do.
Oh.
And actually, she didn't do that account herself. My daughter did it for her.
So I was wondering why
Yes.
she was posting things that I didn't get. That was totally not like your mom.
Absolutely.
I mean, some of it was pretty saucy, so I was a little scared there for a second.
Yes, so everybody's not on Facebook and social media.
Okay.
But there are millions of people that are on it.
I would say billions of people.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay? Yes, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so there is, I feel that there's some etiquette to social media.
Okay.
And what do you think are some things, some negative things?
Negative
and
thing, yeah,
some
we don't
positive.
There is no positive. There's very few little positive.
Okay.
The positive, let's do the positive
Yes,
first because
okay.
that's going to be the short list.
Okay.
The positive is awesome. I think what it is intended to do for like aunts and uncles who live in another state where
Yes.
they see their nephews and nieces and maybe some grandchildren and stuff. It's a wonderful way to share their photos and hey, this is what we're doing. It's kind of a cool thing to do. I think with friends also too. There's a lot of friends that I'm not with all the time.
Yes.
That they went to this place. Oh, that's nice. You know, seeing things from vacation and that. But then it becomes an emotional dumping ground for
yeah.
people.
Yeah, that definitely happens. I see that a lot.
And
people express their whatever's going on, they'll take it and just post it.
Absolutely.
And I think that sometimes, especially if you're running a business,
yes,
or if you have a job that's you're in a company.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. Let me just stop you right there. That's a whole nother thing because a lot of employers, when they are sifting through all the applications, they will look.
Oh, you're jumping
on your Facebook.
I was going to talk about that.
Well,
yes,
then I just jumped on your thing. You jumped right back in.
I was going to get to that.
Jump
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, so people that are looking for jobs and all this stuff, and they've posted so many things.
Yes. Especially negative stuff.
Yeah, some negative things that are not really good. You're in your do-rag, brushing your teeth, and talking about all this stuff.
I've never worn a do-rag.
It's becoming a little filthy. Some people put some things that are not really good on Facebook. And they're looking for jobs and stuff, and they wind up, I didn't get the job. Because they're looking at you and they see that you're in a specific region or a city or whatever, and so they'll go ahead and just go on Facebook and see what you do.
Of course.
And
they do it not only in jobs, they do it in criminal proceedings, they will do it in illegal proceedings, I mean, you're putting your life out there. I mean, we are giving, the CIA should actually start cutting budgets because we are doing all the work for them. The FBI, the CIA, we're making their job so easy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But even with that, when people put like what they're doing, the last real job I had was at a particular fitness establishment.
Yes.
And there was this girl who just got the job and she called out sick and she posted that day where she went to. And of course, my boss was a Facebook addict as well. So he knew right away. So he had the evidence, fired her right away.
See, there you go.
So not even like when you call out sick. Look, back in my day, when you called out sick, you made sure you didn't leave the house. Unless you put a disguise on, put a costume on, and mustache, go underneath the tunnel, and you hit the mall.
Yes.
But now people don't even realize how much we're being exposed and checking in and where we're at. I mean, we are being watched not just by your employer, but we're being watched by everybody and even our families. We have a big responsibility now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then the Facebook Live thing. You know?
Oh my goodness!
What are some of the etiquettes that you think?
Okay.
Especially, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah. Because you know I'm ready to go off.
Hold on. Yeah, especially people who are trying to do a business. Now, I see that people who are already established, you know, you have like, you know, stars and people who have a huge following.
Sure.
And they'll come on Facebook. They can be on the island of Patmos. And nobody cares because they are this this icon or this person that they like to hear from.
Yes.
But if somebody that is trying to build something up from the bottom and they go on Facebook Live, what are some of the things that you think that they could do to kind of look a little presentable, a little better on Facebook Live?
I think there's some few things, and I guess maybe I'm getting into sort of technical aspects, but I think, may I use your phone?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Like, I've never done a live Facebook feed yet, and maybe that'll change in a couple times, but who knows?
Yes.
But never, if you're gonna do a Facebook Live, do not put your camera down like this. Nobody looks attractive at that level, okay?
Yes.
So at least put it up, like if you were behind the scenes, you would see that our cameras are up, we're looking into the camera,
so if
that's how it should be.
So it's always, because if it's always down, you can see up in the nose and all the good stuff down.
And if you're Dionne Warwick, you don't want to do that, right? So you don't want to do, nobody wants to see the neck, nobody wants to see that. You want to do that. If you're going to do that, do that. I wanted to take this time to personally thank you for all the support and good tidings we've had over our program. And if you could take the time to like us on Facebook at Coffee and Cream TV, as well as check out our website at ReConnectLive.org, and we can stay connected. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Coffee and Cream.